Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Uzanele, and if you're joining me for the first time, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for choosing me again, girlies. I can't believe I'm becoming the most girliest version of myself. If you know me, you know that I'm a tomboy, but I just been having this desire to be the girliest girl that I know. Anyway, that's not the talk of the video today. I just wanted to talk about something which is going to be a series that I'm going to be doing. This is not a podcast, not a podcast. Just disclaimer. I am not doing a podcast. I'm not going to say I will do it in the future, but this is not a podcast. This is just going to be my space for sharing God, a word that He drops in my spirit for you, for me, just to share Him and His word. One thing that I've been meaning to share on my socials, but I haven't had time to just articulate it better for myself to understand. But I do know that it's important for me to bring it out there and just share with everyone. That's just been the standard of God. As I've been developing my relationship with Christ and walking and getting in my word, growing spiritually, my biggest prayer has been for God to hold me in His standard. It encourages me so much because anytime I face something, I know and I pray that God holds me to His standard. When anxiety kicks in, I am quick to say, hey, you know what? Yes, you are anxious right now, but what is the standard of God? The standard of God says, do not be anxious for nothing. When I'm getting into worry because certain things are not coming to pass, I need Him to provide something, and I'm getting worried, anxious, I am quick to remind myself now that, you know what, the standard of God is that He will provide for you. That's His standard. There's a TikTok that I saw. This girl saw a video, or she's going through a journey right now, and this journey is a scary journey, and she saw a TikTok that said God does not have a reputation of failing in His word. I'm paraphrasing, but also reminded me that God's standard is to fulfill His word, and He's not gonna fail His reputation, starting with me. Like, who am I that now He's gonna start not showing up, He's gonna start not providing, He's gonna start letting me be anxious, He's gonna start letting me move away from Him. That's not His standard. So I constantly have to be in a mental space where I'm reminded that God's standard is I am the head and not the tail. I won't be moved, I won't be shaken. His promises are yes and amen. There's endless promises that God has promised us, and He doesn't have a reputation of not fulfilling. I say this to say that remember God's standard in your journey, in whatever you're going through. Remember His standard. You ask Him to show His standard as well, because sometimes, when we're lost in our fields and we're going through it, it is so hard to remember God's standard, but ask Him in that moment to show you His standard so that you can live up to that standard. I just wanted to pop in and share this quick word just to remind you to walk in God's standard. And if there's something that is not of His standard, pray about it for God to remove it. And yeah, thank you for popping in. We'll chat soon.